Weapons in the vehicle?
Yeah.
What kind of weapons?
It's a registered firearm in my name.
Okay.
Yeah, Smith & Wesson. This is also, you know, a lot of business under my name too, so.
Okay. Just go ahead and keep your hands on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Now, after learning about Ornelis's gun, Officer Sarah became nervous and told her colleague that she didn't feel comfortable standing alone during the search.
What I need you to do, can you undo your seatbelt for me?
Can I call the supervisor, please? I would like your supervisor.
No, you can talk to him afterwards.
Give me a cause. You said for your 10. I told you I got
that's
a ticket.
probable cause to pull you over, right?
Okay.
Just because you.
Whoa. That's way. Whoa. Are you
Raise your
serious?
fingers on the back of your head.
We've got code 3 cover coming.
Lego, wavy. Yo, I don't know what's going on with these YouTube algorithms lately. I really don't, but it is what it is. I'm still going to continue working and pumping out these videos.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Hopefully y'all get a chance to at least see them pop up on your timeline. Now, I know that as a black man, I'm supposed to be terrified of the police. And that's partially true. Because I am terrified of lady police officers, women police officers. That scares the hell out of me. Not only do you have the irrationality of a woman, you know, given the day, but you also have her having not only a firearm, she can use it, and she has immunity. So if anything happens to you, you know what I'm saying? Rarely do they get charged. Like, I believe that the woman that accidentally pulled out the real burner and thought that it was the taser, I think that she ended up having to serve a little bit of time, but it's never compared to what you and I would face. Not only that, all right, I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of these women do not need to be police officers. All right, they're not equipped to, you know, we seeing them in big cities. All right, I'm talking about like New York City, Detroit, Minnesota, even here in Rhode Island. Like, we're seeing them, and I don't think that they can do the job. And that's no hit on them, but they should not be out here doing that. You know what I'm saying? Women are naturally smaller in stature. Sometimes them trying to subdue the men really doesn't work. You know, like right here, we're going to see actually 4 officers. It looks like Chicago, could be Atlanta. 4 officers, all of them big as hell, cannot get this man into cuffs. All right, and then here, I'm gonna give you a quick shocker for the because of the shortage of time. He gets away. All right, so what are they doing? And then here we have another example where a guy actually hops out of his moving vehicle to help 2 lady officers subdue a guy. Like, what's going on here? What's the point of these women even being officers? I mean, most of the time they got to call in a guy for backup. Most of the time, if they don't feel comfortable, which they say, which we'll get to a few examples, they going to call in a guy for backup. And then there's even the examples of how they put even their partners in harm's way.
See that right hand! Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired, shots fired! I'm hit! I'm hit!
You know, here's an example of a woman officer not being aware of, you know, what she's pointing and firing at and what's beyond it. And her partner is in the backstop. So he ends up getting hit here. And then this brings me to the video that I wanted to take a look at today. All right, this is out of Cranston, Rhode Island. Here we have a police-involved firing where she is going to attempt to subdue suspects accused of shoplifting. She's going to attempt to take them into custody. You have a male driver and a female passenger.
Get out of the car.
What are you doing? What is this about?
Shoplifting. Get out of the car.
What is this doing?
Get out of the car.
Ma'am. Ma'am, get away from my car.
Can't run me over.
Let's take a look at that again.
Get out of the car.
What are you doing? What is this
shoplifting.
about?
I mean, she seems kind of aggressive, man. These lady officers, to me, are kind of aggressive, and they're assholes, all right? I'm going to tell y'all a quick story before we move on. It was like 2 Thanksgivings ago. All right, I ended up having to move on Thanksgiving Day, yo. That sucks. All right, anyway, so I have like a 3-bedroom U-Haul, all right? This is a big U-Haul, all right? And I'm not a truck driver or nothing like that, you feel me? I drive big SUVs, but I don't drive big trucks. So I'm not a pro at it. So on Thanksgiving Day, it happened that I was driving through a town with a parade. All right, so I had to get through the parade. So streets were blocked off and stuff like that. So I'm driving up a street that's not blocked off. All right, this lady officer comes out. And what's crazy is she didn't even seem that old. You feel me? But let's get to the interaction. She comes out. She's like, you're gonna have to back up. I'm like, yo, I don't know how to back up this big car. Like, I'm like almost halfway down the street at this point. The street's clear. And I'm like, yo, I don't know how to back up like that. And this, and there's cars parked on both sides of the street. It's a single lane. It's like a single lane, narrow street. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hit anyone's car. She's like, oh, well then don't rent it if you can't drive it. I'm like, yo, this is on Thanksgiving, mind you. You feel me? Thanksgiving morning at that. Like, it wasn't even 12 o'clock in the afternoon yet. You know what I'm saying? And this is the type of energy you giving people. When you renting it, it's not saying be able to back up a whole fucking street length in order to get out of roads and stuff like that. It didn't tell you that to see me coming down the road and wait till I got to damn near the end of the block and then be like, no. Like, feel me? That's female officers for you, though.
Get out of the car.
What are you doing? What
You're
is
just
this about?
shoplifting. Get out of the car.
What is this doing?
Get out of the car.
Ma'am, get away from my car.
So now she has the burnout. I don't know what he's done at this point to get it drawn on him. I mean, I don't think that she's seen any firearm or anything. She hasn't said that she's seen any firearm. It's only related to the shoplifting. She just said, you're going to run me over. It's unclear in the video when the officer was struck, but the department had previously said that the vehicle ran over the officer's foot. I don't know. And then that's where she shoots at him as he's driving away. I put in all these people in the backdrop back here in danger. Look at it. All these cars right here when she shot. And then speaking to family that are law enforcement officers, they'll even say that a lot of law enforcement officers don't practice firing. And that a lot of them don't have the best aim. So for her to do that with all of these cars right here, that's crazy. Because guarantee you, if it was you or me, that would have been reckless endangerment, assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault. We probably get a negligent discharge. We probably get a disturbing the peace or a breach of peace. They would just rack it on, then depending on where you live. And see, this is in Rhode Island. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that that's an anti-gun state. She pissed. Both suspects were later identified and are facing felony assault and or battery assault on a police officer, reckless driving, eluding officer, obstruction of an officer in the execution of duty, and resisting arrest and conspiracy. So they got a bunch of charges. I'm not going to keep this one too long. Y'all let me know how y'all feeling about it. Do you think that this officer was justified in doing this? Do you think that, she thought that she was in fear for her life, imminent danger was headed her way? He has a vehicle which can, off somebody from this planet, and she felt that the best time to get a good shot at the driver was as he was driving away and putting a lot of people in the backdrop at risk, and police officers go through a lot on a daily basis, especially women officers. They got to deal with a lot. They got to deal with the outer world. They got to deal with their own emotions and stuff like that. So we shouldn't be blaming it on her because, for whatever reason. Or do you think this was a bad shoot? This woman needs to be held responsible, but she probably wouldn't, even though you and I would probably have to appear in front of a judge had we had done the same thing, especially if we're firing at somebody as they're running away or escaping. But for some reason, when you're a government officer, you get to get away with all of those things that regular people just can't. Either way, interested to know whatever y'all thinking about it. Overall, this shooting was a little bit reckless, but there are great women officers out there, okay? I'm not saying all of y'all. It might be the majority of y'all that do this, because a lot of the time when I see women officers, it's some bizarre shit, all right? I'm going to keep it real with you. But shout out to the officers that do their things, and even bigger shout out to Mrs. Officer. Hey, man, y'all stay wavy.